1,000-watt heater keep this big tank stable outdoors when South Florida drops into the 30s? Let's find out. Hygger sent me this HG115 heater for free, but to test, and always, you're going to get the real results. These are axolotls and goldfish, so which means we're not really keeping this tank at tropical temperatures. Axolotls prefer colder water. 60 to 68 are the ideal temperatures, and goldfish really like 65 to 72. As you can see, our safe numbers are right around 68, 69, and we absolutely do not want this tank dropping into the low 60s when we have a cold snap in these South Florida winters. We've already seen lows 41 to 39, and heating 160 gallons outdoors is very different than heating a 40-gallon tank in your living room. This is a real stress test for this heater, and is the HG115 enough? This thing is rated at 1,000 watts, and that is right for the tank this big, but wattage alone doesn't guarantee performance. Placement matters. I installed it directly in the water flow stream, so it has constant circulation moving across the element. Good flow prevents hot spots and ensures that the whole tank in the thermostat reads an actual temperature. It is set to 69 degrees, and when I tested it with a separate thermometer, it was a perfect match. The tank held the number, and that's pretty impressive for 160 gallons outdoors. This tank holding 68 when it was 38, now that's nice. This isn't just a one-day test. This has been in this tank for 3 months now. I'll keep monitoring it, and if it has any problems or fails, I will definitely let you know, and I'll post a video right here. All right, so performance is one thing, but let's talk about the Hygger HG115 design, and of course, what I liked and what I didn't like about it. It uses an external digital controller, which I really like, opposed to having to stick my hand in the tank and fiddle with some knob. Absolutely much easier to work with that display. I found it very intuitive and easy to work with, big and clear if it's on or if it's off. Definitely a well done piece. And also the mounting options that it comes with can either be mounted to the wall with the supplied bracket, or you can use a suction cup and put it on the side of the tank. So it's very versatile. Nice long cord, which I think is really nice because you can move that display head around and maybe out of sight if you don't want to see it. That's some things that I really thought were very simple and nice about it. But one thing I do want to note is, even though it's got a digital display and shows you the tank temperature, always verify it. Trust no heater and trust no brand blindly. Another really nice thing is the heater itself is in a guarded case, and it is shatterproof glass, and it is a very high quality design quartz heater, so it's even distribution of the heater, and like I said earlier, placement is very important. But if you were to have some rough fish and you have a pretty big tank if you're using this heater, or even maybe a turtle, this is a really good idea because it protects the actual heating element itself. It is well known that people with plecos have gotten their fish have been burned by just swimming up and jumping on the heater, but meanwhile it was on and it was really hot. So definitely a nice thing that it's a guarded case. Out of water protection. This is really nice because we all know we're supposed to unplug that before we start draining the tank for a water change. But the one time you do forget, your heater overheats, it gets ruined, it has to be replaced. This will save you. Now, I don't recommend that you don't unplug your heater. Always unplug your heater. But if you didn't ruin your whole heater. The other side is that if you do go through the tragic event of a tank failure, and now all of a sudden your heater turns on, you don't have a fire after your tank is drained, just insult to injury. So definitely a really nice thing, a couple of safeguards built in, and modern heaters today, these are the things that we're looking for. Overheat protection. Now this one, I really wish it was adjustable because that overheat protection turns on at 95 degrees. It'll stop heating the tank if it reaches this temperature. Some fish, really, that's well beyond what they're going to be able to take, and it's way too high. I wish it was able to cut that off much earlier, and that was an adjustable function. So it's really nice to have. It is a protectant, but at the same time, it's really not enough. It does also have low temp protection built in, which means that if it doesn't achieve the temperature, it knows something's wrong. So it'll put a warning up on display, letting you know that the heater is not working properly. The memory saver, this is so convenient. This is if the power goes out, it remembers all your settings. So for me, where I live, I'm subject to frequent power outages from storms, but if the power goes out, it doesn't lose all my settings, and the power comes back on, it resumes its job in all the same settings, so nothing to worry about there. What I didn't like about it, why did you make it orange? I don't want an orange stripe inside my fish tank. It makes it really hard to hide. I don't want to see it. One thing I'm happy is that there is no light up display on it like other heaters that I've tried, and that the display inside the tank, I don't want to see that. And really, it's harder to hide because it's got a big stripe of orange on it. Ultimately, I think it's really nice that it has the cover. I would like it in just black. It is a little big. It's 12 by 3, but what's nice is only an inch and a half off the glass with the suction cups. So if you're going to use this, you probably got a pretty big tank anyway, so it's not a big deal. But you can mount it flat on the bottom, or you can mount it vertical, but you'd still have some good water flow around it. If that's all I can say bad about it at this point, I think it's a pretty good product and I would endorse it. I gotta say, a heater has to be used for a little while, and we have only used it for 3 or 4 months, but Hygger wants me to finish this video at some point. So I say that, definitely keep you posted as things go on and we use it, and then we see if it's something that really shows the longevity that we're expecting the product. I feel it's priced right. We worked it hard in this tank, really trying to keep a big tank, up to temperature throughout a really cold spat like that, between 20 to 30 degree difference. We made sure this heater could output what it was rated for. So at least for that, we have some definite confidence in this product. I hope this helped you out. Hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.